Hey there, today I'm going to talk about a wholesome, culturally diverse fantasy anime. If you like elves and Fortnite Battle Royale, then you should watch this anime. If you don't know where to watch it, Google and Incognito are your best friends.
私の名はカズノートゥス、生物学研究家である。祖父は言った。この世にはエルフとは別のスケベエルフなる種族がいるという。
The main character, Kazu, is going on a journey to find some elves. His grandfather smoked too much and told him that a different variant of elf does exist in this world. Well, it is not dark elf, but they are known as the cultural elf. As the name stated, they are very cultural and they like protein time. As expected, no one believed him and thought that he is high. Despite that, he has unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability, so he is still going to search for those elves. When he is having his inner thought, the cliff suddenly breaks off and he fell to the ground. Well, I guess he has despawned already, so this is the end of the recap. And thank you guys for watching this video.
ここは、
Well, moving on, he is still alive because he is the main character. When he wakes up, he saw someone in front of him. What a surprise, it is actually an elf. This means that his grandpa is not high after all, or maybe he is.
あなた、もしかして人間さん?
Anyways, she seems very friendly and not hostile. In addition, she is happy to see him because he is a human. I guess they have not seen any human lately. She introduces herself as Mana. After that, she wants to hang out with him and learn more about human culture. In the meantime, he realized that she is wearing some very cultural clothes, and he is observing her in 4K from behind. Although those clothes looks pretty defenseless and do not protect much, they definitely have very high defense stat. After a while, she noticed that he is staring at her. Luckily, she is not a human, so she is not going to sue and cancel him for staring at her. He told her that her clothes look very nice on her, and she actually believed him. Well, that is the truth after all.
先生、マンナ悩んでることあるんだけど。聞いてくれる？
ああ、なんだい?
After exploring for a while, she suddenly asked him a cultural question. She has no idea why are the caps of her homegrown melons look different from her sister. He is very shocked after seeing that. However, she is not requesting for protein time.
お願い、先生、知ってるなら教えて。マーナ、どこか変なの？
She is actually very concerned about that since she is different from others. She is also afraid that others might isolate and bully her for that.
いかん。彼女は本気で悩んでいるんだ。ここでしっかりと答えなければ何が先生だ。
After analyzing the situation, he is going to teach her a biology lesson since he is a biology graduate. His Asian instinct wants him to become a doctor for her, so he is performing a health inspection on those interspecies melons. He is inspecting them like his life depends on it, because he does not want to bring dishonor to his ancestor. After that, he told her that this is perfectly normal and there is nothing to worry about. In the meantime, she is really enjoying the health inspection. She could feel a flood coming from the Holy Canal. However, he suddenly stopped the inspection and told her that his work is done. He is relieved because he managed to stop in time. He might be role-playing as a doctor, but he is not a doctor. Therefore, he couldn't treat her further than this. Meanwhile, she is not satisfied because the flood never come. Well, someone will definitely come later. On the next day, she brought him to her home. She told him that she is not feeling well and she wants him to perform the health inspection on her again. He has no choice but to help her because he is an Asian. After a while, she told him that the Holy Canal is leaking some holy water and she is afraid that she might despawn soon. He comforts her and told her that everything is normal and there is nothing to worry about. He is trying his best to contain his Excalibur to explore her dungeon. As a result, he is very tired since his Excalibur is a formidable opponent. She noticed that and gave him a drink. She told him that he will regain his vitality after drinking it. Without thinking much, he drank it. What a miracle, it actually works, and his Excalibur is even stronger than before. Apparently, that drink is something that can buff the Excalibur. She found out that his Excalibur is suffocating, so she quickly free it from its shackle. This is her first time seeing such huge and mighty Excalibur. She can sense that his Excalibur is raging, so she is patting it to calm it down. However, that made his Excalibur even more angrier, and it used Protein Blast on her as an act of defense. This is why you guys should never pat the Excalibur to calm it down. She is very surprised by the Protein Blast and she told him that her holy canal is leaking a lot. Luckily for her, he has taken some professional plumbing course from this guy. Therefore, he is qualified to fix the leaking. His Excalibur is the control center, and it's time for plumbing time now. He is going to fix her leaking using his man-made organic sealant, which is protein. He is using his all-purpose Excalibur as a measuring device. So, he keeps inputting and outputting his Excalibur to get more accurate reading. After confirming the depth and diameter or the holy canal, he used Protein Blast to seal it for good.
先生、気持ちよかった。マーナは、とってもよかったよ。
After the eco-plumbing time is over, someone launched an attack on them. It is an elf, and it appears that she is Mana's sister. She thought that he is attacking his sister, so she immediately confront him and capture him. After Mana explained to her, she has confirmed that Mana did not get hurt, and she had already given him her consent. Therefore, she apologized to him for this misunderstanding. She did not know that he is the plumber man that Mana hired.
今回は不問としよう。
She introduces herself as Tiru, and she is Mana's older sister. After that, all of them are going to hang out at the river together. He told her that he is actually going to publish an article about the elves, but he is not going to do that now since he knew that other human is not as kind as him. They might hunt the elves and give them freedom. Tiru seems to accept him a little bit now. She told him that her race is facing decline in population. Since Mana has chosen him as her partner, Tiru wants him to take responsibility and make sure that he can save their population. Well, at least he got her seal of approval now.
最後までしっかり孕ませろということだ。
At nighttime, Mana is summoning Protein Blast from the Excalibur again. She keeps patting aggressively to make sure that his Excalibur is raging. In the meantime, Tiru is right beside them, and she is listening to this interspecies podcast. On the next day, she is very angry at him for disturbing her sleep. She might have given him the seal of approval, but it does not mean that he can carry out his duty beside her. He should find a suitable location instead of disturbing others. Well, she is not wrong at all.
そういえばティエルさんはしなくていいんですか？種族的に必要な行為なのでは？
After that, he wants to make up to her by offering her some man-made organic tasty protein shake. You guys can do that in real life too, since I am doing the same to my editor.
男とのまぐわいなど必要は。
Anyways, she refused him and told him that she is a strong and independent woman in 2023, so she does not require man. In the meantime, Mana keeps persuading her to receive the blessing of Excalibur, and she free the Excalibur from its shackle.
What the fuck was that?
Tiru is very embarrassed and flustered after seeing the almighty Excalibur. She did not see that coming, but she will be coming later. Mana wants to prove that the blessing of Excalibur is actually good and not harmful. As a result, she takes on his Excalibur in front of Tiru for demonstration purposes. Tiru is watching this piston simulator live stream in 4K. She is very surprised because Mana has installed that game. After a while, he used Protein Blast on Mana. When Tiru smells the scent of the protein, she felt like her dungeon is yearning for an Excalibur. However, she wants to make sure that the Excalibur is clean and germ-free before entering the dungeon. So, she cleans it the climate-friendly way to prove that she is an elf who loves the environment. Her eco-cleaning is too good, and he wants to pay her in protein, because protein is the international currency. However, before he could pay her, his payment was terminated forcefully by Mana. She told him not to waste the protein, because she knew that Tiru is not going to eat it. Instead, he should explore her dungeon, then use Protein Blast, since it is more cost-saving and effective that way. That is quite bold of her to assume that Tiru is not going to consume the premium gourmet, but I will let that slide. Speaking of slide, he is sliding into her dungeon after she granted him unlimited access. It was at this moment that she realized that dungeon exploration is actually very enjoyable. She has changed her opinion completely. As expected, an Excalibur is all you need to change someone. So, why don't you guys try that out in real life and tell me how it goes? Anyways, after exploring her dungeon for a while, he used Protein Blast on her. Before he could rest, Mana wants him to explore her dungeon too. I guess they are going to play Fortnite Battle Royale, Elf Edition, and he's the Protein Man now. A few days later, after he has completed his daily dungeon Excalibur as usual, he went out to have a breather. Suddenly, he saw an elf looking at him from afar. He has big brain and big balls, so he immediately knew that she might be their mother. So, he went ahead and greet her.
あなたは二人のお母さんでは？
She is shocked and almost to spawn him using her magic. After that, she apologized to him due to misunderstanding. It seems like she is very wary of human because they always hunt and enslave them. As expected of the Protein Man, he had actually made the right decision not to expose their existence to others.
マグナリアと申します。
She introduces herself as Monaria, and she thanks him for taking good care of her daughters. She suddenly informed him that his Excalibur is ready for battle all the time when they are chatting. He apologized to her because his Excalibur actually has its own mind, and it has 200 IQ. Luckily, she is fine with that, and told him that she understands his situation. It seems like that drink is actually a love potion, and it is made by her to increase the desire for dungeon exploration. It is supposed to be used on Elf only, so this is the reason why his Excalibur is at its peak performance right now. Since his Excalibur is very eager for battle, she does not want him to waste this opportunity.
少々見せていただいてもよろしいですか？
はい。
どのような効果があるのか確認しておきたくてお出ししないと。
So, he fulfilled his responsibility as the Protein Man and provided some limited edition Protein Man's protein to her. By the way, due to plot purposes, she has no husband, so this is not considered as NTR. After the protein time is over, she told him that she is willing to become his partner. Therefore, he has 3 elves as his wives now.
最高の嫁を3人得ることができたのだった。
Now, that is a wholesome happy ending right there. Well, that is the end of my recap for this culturally diverse anime. This anime was just released recently, and it currently has 2 episodes only. These are the comments and feedbacks for this anime from a cultural website. So, what do you guys think about the elves in this anime, and who do you like the most? Let me know in the comment section below after you watched it alone, or with your families.